Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villian Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla Hour, Broseph Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and M-Maniacs. The nightly shows are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle Podcast, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, Off the Rails, and Detroit Lions News. Hope you like all the shows. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe.
Hey, my name is Ray Flores. I'm a proud and loyal member of the First and 10 Tailgate. You're listening to First and 10 with my man, the main man, Foz.
First and 10 with Foz, Chicago Bears in the mix. Rapping about football, no room for politics. From the Windy City, we bring the fire. This podcast hot, raising the bar higher. Touchdown after touchdown, we never settle for less. Breaking it down with Foz, we always bring our best. First and 10 with Foz, dancing the crowd, cheering loud and proud. Our spirits never bow. We rep that navy, blue and orange, no room for doubt. Chicago Bears legendary, no team can knock us out. No team can knock us out.
When I'm in Chicago, always a Foz.
Full display. Hitting hard like a linebacker, making our way. Foz leading the charge, taking us to the top. Chicago Bears legacy, we can never stop.
Hola, everybody. Welcome to episode 45, the Gary Fensick episode of First and 10 with Foz. I'll give credit to Maxwell. He said that before the show. Way to go. Maxwell, what's going on, brother? How are we doing tonight, sir?
Good.
Just living the dream, my friend. Living the dream. Football season's back, my friend. Got me a nice cold Oktoberfest in my hand, a little New Glarus Staghorn.
As good as it gets.
Dude, you take the Packers out of Wisconsin. I love the state, man. I really do. I really do.
Doing any better right now would be illegal.
All right, guys. As always, brought to you tonight from my awesome sponsor, Bedrocks in Shorewood and Romeoville Pizza and Craft Beer Bar. If you go in there and tell them that you know me, the owner, Ken, will give you a little kiss right on the cheek.
The place to be. Hard rock tunes and craft beers for thee. The crowd is roaring, the atmosphere's hot. We'll party hard, give it all we've got. This place is our sanctuary. Shout it along, let the music play. Bedrocks Pizza, we're here to stay. Good times and memories never be. We're all stars.
All right, guys. The Caleb Cares charity is going good. Over $125 so far. I mean, season hasn't even began yet. I'm not complaining. Thank you, everyone who donated. Below is the GoFundMe if you want to donate towards Caleb Williams, Caleb Cares, anti-bullying organization. Great cause. Like I said, let's back our new quarterback up on and off the field. What else we got going tonight, Max? So we got a whole bunch of shit going on tonight. Speaking of Bedrocks, me and Maxwell are going to be there live Sunday, December 8th, starting early in the morning, 3:30 afternoon game versus the 49ers. We're going to have a special guest Bear player, meet and greet autograph session, pregame podcast, drink specials, food specials. On top of that, I have a fun announcement that I am going to be doing a collaborative beer with a local brewery, Will County Brewing Company in Shorewood, Illinois. And that beer will be called Bear Down Chicago Bears. It'll be available exclusively at Bedrocks in 16-ounce cans, and will be there and available during the live show. So just a little something extra fun to add to the entire mix.
4.9%.
4.9%, not 5. It's too much.
It goes right
4.9.
up to the
Yep. All day long, baby. All day long. Coming up, the first tailgate of the season with First and 10 Game 1 tailgate party, Harrison and Wabash. Make sure you guys reserve your wristbands. The First and 10 tailgates PayPal is below. It's fattailgate@gmail.com. $30 and your name. You'll have your wristband ready for you at the door when you check in. Strongly suggest getting this wristband ahead of time. We do sell out. Not a guarantee if you show up that there's going to be wristbands there for you. So if you plan on coming, make sure to get your wristband ahead of time. What else we got going, Maxwell? That's it for the opener. That's it, bud. What do you think about that? We'll move on from here.
Good idea.
Hardknocks. Episode 2. People were pissed off, man. It did not start at 9 o'clock. There was like an uproar all over the internet.
First world problems. This is why you still DVR.
Yeah. Maxwell VHS taped it at home.
I did, and I enjoyed it at 8:25.
I did not get a chance to watch it till 9:15. I was pretty pissed off. That being said, it wasn't that balls to the wall of an episode. It's kind of laid back.
Kind of medium knocks. Not so much hard knocks.
I mean, it had some funny points.
Yeah.
I mean, where Rome was wearing the fishnets and Caleb Williams was calling him a freak. So some little digs right there. I did like seeing how they were teaching Caleb Williams about learning who the referees are.
I did really like
And
that.
I thought that was really cool. I guess I never really thought about that.
Never thought about it.
Studying the referees of each game and getting to know them personally and by name.
It can't
And
hurt. I mean,
dude, it's like knowing your opponents, man. You gotta know what kind of game to play against certain refs who call certain things. I guess I never even thought about it.
yeah, I guess I knew that like sports teams always had like the umpire referees' names up like in like the dugout or the sideline.
Yeah.
I didn't know like they actually like had a class
Yeah.
how to talk to them. That was actually pretty cool.
Dude, it was pretty cool. I like that a lot. So that was a fun part of the episode. I think obviously the top was Rumba Dunze singing Chris Brown in front of everyone, which I think is hilarious. They're making all the rookies go up there and kind of doing a little embarrassing show and getting to know the team. So that's been fun.
And saying with the signing bonuses, I love it.
And saying with the signing bonuses, most definitely. They did touch on the Velus Jones Jr. topic. So apparently we're not the only people with curiosity on him on the plate. What do you think about watching that segment?
That he's probably not going to be on the team. I think it kind of came off as created drama a little bit, I guess, because really there hasn't been any drama in Bears camp shorter than they did this thing. So like the roster's pretty solidified. So I guess if there is competition, it's the running back room and like the end of the special teams, and nobody cares about special teams. So I mean, I guess great that they're he kind of has to be willing to do it because he ain't gonna make it.
What choice do you have?
Yeah, you ain't gonna make it as a receiver, that's for sure. Even if you were decent, you're gonna be number 6 on this roster.
Yeah.
And you really have shown you can't catch a ball in the air. So I don't know what else you really can do.
When Tyler Scott's like our 5th receiver and Equidemius St. Brown even, I mean, dude, it's gonna be hard to make that receiver room.
I mean, it's gonna be hard. Like I know, the other kid that they were showing, that Ian Wheeler, like looks like he's incredibly fast.
Yeah.
He may not make the team. So like if he's not making the team, Vale's definitely making.
Yeah, I mean that I was gonna get into that next, dude. They did that segment on him and the run game, dude. And man, that kid's got speed too.
Yes.
He's very elusive back, man. So even the running back and the wide receiver room on this team right now is like insane, man.
You could look at it like maybe Ian Wheeler's a better version of Khalil Herbert. I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot of speed. You know for sure who 2 of your running backs are going to be. So
you can tell they're really testing Khalil Herbert right now by how much they're playing him on the field.
I think so.
They're not. They've barely done Swift whatsoever.
No, he's going to be your focal point.
Yeah, Roshan Johnson hasn't even been a major focal point either.
Yeah.
I think they're really testing Herbert to I think he's on the chopping block,
I
man.
think so, because you're probably going to carry Blasingame as a fullback, which is like, so like, yeah, you only got so many. You're not going to have 5 wide running backs in the team. So.
Yeah, I mean, plus that Ian Wheeler kid looks pretty awesome, man.
So
I mean,
he's, you determine he's a fast.
I mean, they even had Velas back there too. I mean, they're trying everything out, man. I think
with Velas, you kind of have to like.
other than that, dude, the whole segment on Jalen Johnson and Keenan Allen, dude, was, I thought, maybe the next high point in the episode.
Yeah.
The fact that, number one, they were talking about Jalen Johnson not being named as a top 100 player in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I even love how he gave the dig of, like, Aaron Rodgers didn't even play last season, which I think is a good point. But again, I love how it wiles him up, dude. It's a fire underneath him. It motivates
He already
him.
got his money, so like, you don't have to worry about that. Now this is just going to turn the fire up in his belly even more. That's great. He plays like his head's on fire most of the time anyway. So this is just going to, I mean, this could only lead to better things.
Dude, you haven't allowed Keenan Allen to make a catch in scrimmage the entire preseason. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to hear our defense is shutting down our offense.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to make our offense better. They're playing against one of the best defenses in football.
Mm-hmm.
You see how they've mostly looked in the preseason. Now, I know we'll get into that the game this last week.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to hear. I want to hear our defense is dominating in the preseason or in practices, training camp.
So awesome, man. Loving everything I'm seeing. No.
Don't want it out there at all. It's weird, but I mean, Flus, he does not go after his players.
Yeah,
he went pretty hard on Nate Davis. Like, you're not guaranteed a starting spot. Now he is all this.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? I mean, the offensive line, they're starting to learn each other right now. And the fact that Nate Davis hasn't been here. So, I mean, obviously, being behind at this point with only one preseason game back is not exactly where you want to be.
100%.
But we'll see. Hopefully they talk about it tonight in episode 3. Overall, though, these first 2 episodes, it hasn't been your normal Hard Knocks episodes. It's been very G-rated, PG-rated. I mean, going back and watching the Dolphins, the Giants, everything, fuck, shit, like nonstop cursing. And this seems very Disney family-friendly.
It's very McCaskey
Bears show.
It's very McCaskeyized. I mean, they have final creative control over it. They're pulling the Hulk Hogan and say, this doesn't work for me, brother, with the swear words.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're 100%. I mean, I've even heard, it's a fact. Like when the Bears are on practice, McCaskey will not let them play any songs with swear words. Whatever. It's weird.
Try to find a new age hip hop or rap soul beat song without a swear word.
It's weird. I don't know why they would care. I mean, even like, remember when Jalen Johnson was ripping, he wasn't like, did you hear his actual answer? I mean, there was a couple F-bombs in there.
Yeah.
And I got scrubbed immediately. Oh. That's weird. I wish they would just let it be. I mean, we're all adults. We understand it's on HBO. This isn't on Disney. So, I mean, it's silly.
Yeah. I don't know.
But who cares? I don't care. Like, this is just to whet our appetite to get the season going. So I'm not going to complain about it much because
I'm not saying like I need abrasive, like violence and nudity and swearing in every show I watch, but it's a little bit more, I guess, realistic. Like,
I wish it was a little more adult with the language. I mean, a couple colorful words in there every once in a while.
Sure.
It doesn't hurt anything, and it gives you a pop, and you're happy to hear somebody say that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Before we touch on this Bears versus Bengals game over the weekend, which I was at, and it was awesome, we'll get into it. we talked so much about this last year. I felt it like impossible not to bring up currently, and that's the current state of Justin Fields right now with the Steelers, man. And it's not good, man. It's not good.
It hasn't been good so far. No.
Yeah. I feel bad for the kid. Like, is it him? Did we ruin him? Like, is he all jacked up in the head? You know what I mean? Like,
it's possible. I mean, it's 100% possible. I mean, plenty of quarterbacks have been ruined over their years. We didn't do him any favors here, but at the same time, he didn't outplay anything either. So you can't complain. You don't have a good coach right now. You have maybe the best head coach in football. I'm not saying he has the best scheme or anything like that.
Mike Tomlin's definitely
the best head coach in football, other than maybe Andy Reid.
Sure.
So you can't complain there. You're behind Russell Wilson, who's going to the Hall of Fame. I want him to succeed. We all want him to succeed, so we get a fourth-round pick. And even as a dude, I want him to succeed. I hope he balls out somewhere.
Dude, he played against a whole half against a third-string Broncos defense and only got in the field goal range once, dude. Like,
it wasn't good. A couple snaps. I heard Tomlin talking. He wasn't happy about it. So it's not good.
They've been testing him out as punt returner, wide receiver. Like, he's kind of getting Velus Jones Jr. right now over at the Steelers, man.
Yeah, it's sad. I hope they figure it out, or he figures it out and plays well. I mean, he could pop 4 years from now and be great. I mean, look at how long it took Alex Smith to be good, or he could just
even Peyton Manning, man. Look how long it took him to be good. I mean, he sucked his first 4 years. I mean, I don't think he's going to be Peyton Manning, but
so anyway, the bottom line is I hope it works out for him, but it's not good. So
it's sad to see, man. And the keep Fields, don't get Caleb. People are being very quiet right now too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very quiet society of people right
anyway. But that's very.
Bears Bengals game on Saturday. Caleb Williams' first home game at Soldier Field as a Chicago Bear, and he got welcomed properly. I assure you, dude, he's living up to expectation, exceeding. He's looking fantastic, dude. There's not a single person, analyst, player, media person having anything negative to say about him thus far, man. How are you feeling about our QB1 right now?
I feel better after this week, and I'll tell you why. He struggled for his first 2 drives. They didn't look good. The first drive especially looked bad. He went back out there on a 4th drive and looked excellent. That's not something a Bears quarterback does.
Yeah, you start bad, you finish bad.
Yeah, and I also give a lot of credit to Matt Eberflus for putting him back out there.
Yeah.
He didn't see what he wanted to see. He wanted him to get out there and show it up. And when he was able to, my goodness, the throw to Roma Dunze on the sideline is extending the play for the touchdown. I mean, he looked incredible. In those 2 drives, he stayed calm. That's the key thing. He stayed calm. He went back out there and balled out for 2 drives.
Yeah. The pass to Dunze was just spot on the sideline. There should have been a touchdown to Dunze if he would have kept his footing.
But this is fine preseason.
But again,
and James Hetfield and Lars Eller, fuck that field are pretty good.
Yeah. They were talking about the Metallica show messing up pretty good too. So on top of that, dude, his scramble was absolutely amazing. His vision, his pocket presence, his ability to read the field just continues to grow. There was one pass even right down the middle to Keenan Allen that was pass interference that got him into the red zone, dude. And that was dead nuts, dude. If that guy wouldn't have held him back, Keenan Allen had like a nice diving catch.
The one to Tyler Scott that wound up being that 40-yard pass first to put things in motion.
Yeah.
That was the prettiest pass of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. Yeah, the impressive one was the Aaron Rodgers lookalike one, throwing up his front foot, hopping in the air. But the one at Tyler Scott was really impressive. Yeah, he has it.
Yeah.
As we've seen as of now.
Yeah. I don't see him digressing. Sure.
When we start playing, more exotic defenses, he's going to have his bumps. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
I mean, it's just going to happen. But all signs are good now. That's all you want to see in the preseason and in training.
Yeah, he's used to that college 4 or 5 seconds in the pocket. He's got to adapt to that 1-2 second, man.
But the thing I really like is I heard him talk after the game. He knows that.
Yeah.
Like he's acknowledging it. Yeah, I got to get the ball quicker.
Yeah.
I got to know when to get rid of the ball quicker. He's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
Even after the game, when they're asking him about plays, he sees the plays. He understands what he's looking at. He's reading the defense. Excellent. It's great to hear. It's really refreshing to hear a Bears quarterback know what the hell he's talking about.
He doesn't want to rush and give a turnover or give up a pick. I mean, I understand that too, but 1-2 seconds, man, that's it. Right now he has 4.5 seconds, which he's tied with Justin Fields as the most pocket time
yeah.
right
that,
now.
That was a knock on Williams coming out of college, and
Yeah.
that can be coached out of you. Like talent can't be coached into you, but that kind of stuff can be coached out of you. And what I really liked was the play when he ran in for the touchdown. He was constantly looking to pass that ball, and he knew he had.
He did not want to run.
He
whatsoever,
knew he had the lane to run it, but he was still squaring up to throw the pass. That's excellent. I mean, he's still trying to read the defense, still trying to find a wide receiver open. He didn't want to run it, and said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to go run it."
Yeah, man. I got nothing bad to say about the kid whatsoever. I'm super stoked to continue to watch him go out week after week,
Absolutely.
man. We got a fun season with that guy ahead of us, man.
I hope so.
Spider-Man Kyler Gordon, dude, he was on fire, dude. He was mic'd up too, which was awesome. That blindside hit he had on that quarterback, dude, was just super nasty.
I don't know how that quarterback got out. That
was dude.
For a preseason game, that was about as bad as it gets for a quarterback. He was blind.
Yeah.
What the hell was that quarterback looking at? He was looking right at him.
Yeah, dude. Where was his tackle at? Where was his blindside at? Other than that, dude, Jonathan Owens, the backup, had a really good game.
He plays with his head on fire too. I mean, some of the training camp videos that were showing at Hardknocks. Yeah, he likes to finish plays. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't have much good to say about his wife currently right now.
That's so silly.
Simone Biles shows up to the Bears game in the Green Bay Packers.
All with her husband on it. It's such a non-story. This is such a Bearsy meatball thing that drives me bananas, dude. Like we could have.
I'm going to say
we
is
could all have Ferraris and we'll find something to bitch about. I mean, dude, it's so.
What if Jonathan Owens showed up at the Olympics with a fucking German hoodie on? That's all I'm going to say, man. That's all I'm going to say. Why?
With her husband on it. I don't know. He hasn't had really a lot of pictures with the Bear stuff on it. I don't care.
Like she doesn't know by now or doesn't care or hasn't looked into the fact like of how big our rivals are Green Bay is with the Bears.
She was busy winning golds for fucking USA, so I don't care what she's wearing.
Hey, she's got to care about her husband's priorities too and his life too.
Week one, she shows up with a Green Bay hat on, then we'll talk. But I don't care. She probably just got back for a while.
Dude, you know Bears fans, dude. If she doesn't somewhat say something about this before week one, she's gonna get booed, dude.
Anyone that would boo her is an idiot. I'm telling you right now. Anyone else?
There's gonna be a lot of idiots at social media.
Who's won gold medals is an idiot.
Oh man, I love how that became such a controversy.
It's a non-story. Let's worry about.
I wasn't mad about it, but I was kind of like, "What the fuck were you doing? Like, what were you thinking?"
All right, well, I don't care. She's there. She's an Olympian. She doesn't care about football. So
you just get free passes for stupidities because you're an Olympian? Like, come on, man.
Each gold medal. Pass. Yes.
Oh man, but dude, the Bears smashed them again, dude. 27-3. I mean, we've taken out two powerhouse AFC teams, man. Like, how did our schedule work that way, where we play like the top three AFC teams in preseason this year?
So no,
the Bengals, the Buffalo, and then we're gonna beat KC on Thursday. Got my guy Kelly laughing in the background right now. I see you, Kelly. We'll bring you on in a sec.
I don't know how they determine it because we played Texas third season too. So it's super random how they pick it. I have no idea.
Yeah, but it's like too. We play the top three prospect teams in the AFC, and so far we've stomped the hell out of 2 out of the 3. I mean, backups or not. I mean,
no. I mean, if anything, it shows we got some depth to our team.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the backups have played really good.
Bears are undefeated so far, my friend. I mean, that's.
I'm not going to get excited about
it. It doesn't matter.
Losing and looking like trash.
I want undefeated that matters, obviously. But
I'll take it. They've looked good. And
the word undefeated and Bears in the same sentence is kind of nice to say.
Yeah, usually that's the week one we're undefeated. So, but yeah, no, hey, man, it's better than the opposite.
Speaking of what we were just talking about, we're going to be playing Kansas City this Thursday night for our first Thursday night football game of the week, a.k.a. Foz and Maxwell's date night. Long-running Thursday night football games for, 15 years?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Hunter was a baby. He's going to be 15.
Yeah, it's right around there.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
It's kind of how the show started. Is we started talking football, watching Thursday night football game, and drinking beers.
A
and
few more drinks and dumb thoughts involved. A
lot more meatball talk involved, obviously. But
yeah, I agree.
It was first attempt with Foz 15 years ago on the couch, and we didn't know it, my friend. But for the game coming up this week, I have the amazing, awesome Fan of the Year 2023, Mr. Kelly Kennedy in the house. All right, everyone give Kelly a welcome to the show. How are we doing tonight, sir?
Great. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I heard you laughing in the background there, us talking about our Bears talk, and you're like, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I don't have these problems.
No.
Well, we're the opposite. We're 0-2 right now in preseason, so
This just goes to show preseason means
Yeah.
absolutely nothing.
So, Kelly, before we get into your whole amazing journey as becoming a fan of the year, obviously there's a beginning of your story. Why don't we talk about how you became a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
Well, my dad always told me that you cheer for your home team.
Yes,
And so Kansas City's our closest team. And so when I was, I think 5 or 6, they took me to my parents took me to my first Chiefs game and happened to be playing the Steelers. And the Chiefs ended up winning 21-20, and I was hooked. And so
what year was this? I mean, who was on the field during this time frame?
Mike Livingston was the quarterback right after Lenny Dawson, and
Okay.
So all those old time guys, I guess, if you will.
This would have been like the 70s, early 80s time.
Yeah, the mid 70s.
Mid 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool, my friend. So, growing up, who was your favorite player and why?
Well, when I really got into it, I of course, when Derek Thomas came along, he was my favorite, just because he was so fun to watch, and you never knew what move he was going to do to get around the edge and get to the quarterback, and the way he always explained his chop tackle so that he caused a fumble on the quarterback and when he sacked him and stuff like that. So Derek has probably been my favorite of all time.
He's just a complete stud. What an awesome dude. So what would you say that was your favorite Chiefs memory of all time then?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Favorite Chiefs memory of all time. Your best moment as a Chiefs fan, other than all your damn Super Bowls.
Other in the last 5 years.
Well, I'll tell you, we've been through some pretty thin times. I'm starting my 30th year as a season ticket holder, and so we've been through those 2-14 seasons and just the average and going through to maybe getting in the playoffs and then losing in the first round several times in a row. And so being through all that, I would say my favorite was the Broncos and the Raiders are the two teams that in the division that I just can't stomach. And so anytime we beat those guys and beat them well, to where they left Arrowhead with their tails between their legs and stuff, that was always a great time for me.
Arrowhead is just such a mecca for NFL. Yeah. Such a just famous place like that in Lambeau. As much as I hate to admit it, just how amazing is Arrowhead though on game day Sunday?
It rocks, and that's what they're talking about now. That Kansas is trying to get them on our side of the when their lease runs out. But I hope that doesn't happen. I mean that'd bring them closer to me. I'm out of Wichita, Kansas, but Arrowhead is such an iconic stadium, and it's the only one I've known for the Chiefs. Yeah. And so I really hope they get something worked out to where they can upgrade Arrowhead and stay there.
No, I agree. There's just certain NFL sports in general. Yeah. Like, I'm a big Cubs fan, so Wrigley Field. Figure out a way to renovate it like they did, or like Boston did in Fenway. Like there's certain stadiums you just shouldn't fuck with. Like they should. However you got to renovate it, that's cool with me. But you got to keep those kind of places. Lambeau too.
Yeah, I mean, don't touch Arrowhead. I mean, it's a great place to be at. I'm just joking with it. I'm just joking with it. No, Arrowhead's a great stadium. I love how it's right next door to the Royals too. It's easily accessible from the highway too. The culture there, the fandom. I mean, you guys obviously are the Chiefs, so you have so many cool dress-up ideas as super fans and things of that nature. I had the pleasure of having the Ultimate Warrior Zach on my show last season, and he kind of got into everything in regards to like the fandom and everything, and how it is on game day in there, man. So yeah, definitely awesome. I guess one of my big questions is, as a Chiefs fan, did you know what you were getting exactly when Patrick Mahomes fell into your guys' lap and you drafted him? I mean, when the Bears are not the only team how many teams were there ahead of him? 7? Yeah. So, I mean, a ton of teams passed him up. I mean, how did you feel as a 30-year fan drafting him? What was your first impression?
Well, to tell you the truth, I wasn't that in tune with him. I wasn't that sure, but some of the guys, we were up at the draft party that night, and one of the guys that goes to the games with us and is one of the owners of our bus that we have, he was so excited. He was running around. We were in the indoor practice facility, and he came running up and he about tackled me, saying, "We got him, we got him, we got him." And so I was excited because he was excited.
Yeah.
But I've loved it ever since he's been there. It's been
that
a good
you
time.
have. Yeah. I would be wearing like Mahomes underwear. I have like a Mahomes face tattoo on my face by now, man. Like I can't even imagine.
No, I'm joking.
I can't even imagine what you guys are going through, man. I mean, that Kermit the Frog could chuck the ball, my friend. I mean, he's amazing, dude. And what did he do this last week? The whole behind the back pass to Travis Kelce. Like, that's almost like insulting to a defense, dude. Like, you're that good to where like you're goofing around throwing the ball behind your back for completion.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was unexpected, but awesome.
Dude, it's so fun to watch. And I know me and you joked about this, Kelly, but KC's basically the new Patriots. The Belichick, Brady, and Gronk is now Reed, Mahomes, and Kelce. I mean, it seems like it's the same equation.
A lot more likable.
A lot more likable. Yeah. But they're becoming pretty hated just because everyone hates a winner all the time. You know, you're tired tired of seeing the same team every year. I mean, we've never dealt with anything like that. Maybe the Blackhawks in 2010s, Bulls in the 90s, but we were too young. But people are just tired of seeing them win all the time. I mean, how many people were going for the 49ers this Super Bowl because they were tired of the Chiefs? But, man.
I wish I had that problem. I'm sure Kelly's very, very, very happy with that problem.
I would love to have that problem, man. How did you guys feel about when you guys got rid of Tyreek Hill and you kind of got put in the position to where you didn't really have any big-name receivers left, and it was just basically Kelce was your go-to guy and a bunch of kind of nobodies, right? I mean.
Yep. I was kind of nervous and how quick that all went down.
Yeah, real quick.
And so, yeah, I was worried about
Tyreek Hill. I think found out through the media that he got traded to the Dolphins. So, like, he didn't even know until the media found out.
Well, I'm not quite sure on that one because he was working behind the scenes and Tyreek was a great wide receiver, and he still is.
I'm sure he's got a bunch of kids still there in Kansas City somewhere.
Yeah. He's probably got enough for a football team one side of it. But he's just one of them that he was chasing the money. And like so many of them do, that it's more important to them to have the money and rather than the Super Bowl ring or the.
I mean, can you blame them in today's game? I mean, look at these numbers these people are getting. I mean, if I was out there with equal abilities and I saw someone adequate to me getting paid that, hell yeah, I want to get paid that too. I mean, these kids got to strike when the iron's hot, man. I mean, it's really not their fault, in my opinion. It's kind of the game itself and how it's become.
Yeah.
These owners and everyone's allowing it to become this out of hand.
it's also a side effect when you have a generational quarterback. I mean, you're going to pay him, so
Yeah.
I'd rather have him than anything else. I'm sure Kelly would too.
Kelly gives us a nod of yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that's what when Mahomes signed his big contract, the way he is with the community, we just had that feeling that, yeah, he signed this huge contract, but he's gonna do kind of like they said Brady did, and do the hometown discount and redo his contract several times to get people around him so that he has the players around him that he can trust and go to and
yeah, I mean, he's on all. I mean, he obviously is about the money. He's got the money, but that dude's about winning, man. That kid wants to win. So
yeah, very much so.
All the money he's making, he bought into the Royals too. He's an owner of the Royals. I mean, he's a smart kid, man. I watched the show Quarterback on Netflix, and I'm sure obviously you watch it being a Chiefs fan. And dude, he puts in the work, man. He puts in the effort, and that kid is out of this world, man.
Yes.
He even has his own trainer that he's not allowed to train anyone else besides Patrick Mahomes. Like, he moved with him when he moved to Kansas City, and like that's like his guy on calling. He pays him a yearly salary. Like, it's crazy, man.
So how's the wide receiving core looking this year for the Chiefs?
I'm excited about our wide receiving core. I was excited about Hollywood Brown, and then goes and gets hurt the first preseason game. But he'll be back in a couple of weeks, hopefully. But Rashee Rice, even outside of his off the field troubles,
quite the season last year he had.
He's a heck of a receiver, and goes across the middle, and he'll do all of that stuff, and I'm excited about Xavier Worthy too. That dude's a little fast, and in the game the other night, he took off down the sideline, and had he not tripped over the turf when he was turning back around to run straight, I think it would have been a very long 6-point play, and so I'm excited. They seem to catch everything, and that was a big thing last year. All the drops,
most drop passes
and drops.
Yeah,
but
big game costing drop passes too last year. So
yeah.
I heard you mention you had a big red bus, my friend. So we are big tailgaters here in Chicago, First and 10 tailgating. So tell us about your tailgate scene at Arrowhead, and tell us about this big red bus, my friend.
Well, there were 7 of us originally that went in and bought a short school bus from a school district close by that had timed out, and so they had to get rid of it. So for $150 each from 7 of us, we bought this bus.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
We brought it home and sanded it down, and we were actually painting it with paintbrushes and rollers with using farm implement paint, and one of the guys that was helping us paint put a picture on Facebook when we got one side of it done, and a friend of ours wrote to us and said, "What in the world are you doing?"
It's like, you hillbillies, go get that straight.
And so he says, "Well, I paint airplanes for a living. I'll come over and paint that thing for you for free." And he's
my God,
he's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. So I said, "All right, but you cannot put any stupid little stars on there anywhere." And so if he has, we haven't found them yet, but
there is a secret star somewhere.
I'm sure there is. Knowing him,
only he knows about it.
Yep.
So take a star for that free paint job, my friend.
Yep. And someone else gave us the vinyl for it, and we called it the Arrowhead Express. And that thing, it's about 3.5 hours from Hayesville, Kansas, up to the stadium, and that thing chugs right along and gets us up there, and we always tailgate in the same parking spot, and we just invite anybody that comes by, they're welcome to hang out and tailgate with us and play games or eat or whatever.
That's what I love to hear, my friend. Tailgating's half the fun going to the football game, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good prelude leading up to the game. Sometimes I'm like, oh, shit, I got to go into the game.
Yeah.
Having way too much fun here in the parking lot.
Oh, my gosh, look at the time.
Exactly. I think it's 10:30. I'm going to miss kickoff. Oh, man, it saves on beer costs inside getting tied up in the parking lot, too, my friend.
There you go.
What's a beer cost at Kansas City at Arrowhead right now?
The other night, that's what I was noticing. I didn't notice the beers, but they had spiked vodka in little, the size of those red Solo cups, not very big. And they were like $14.62.
Oh. Got 2 beers on Saturday. I gave a 10% tip because I'm not a horrible person. And it was $31, dude, for 2 beers, $15 a piece for a 16-ounce can at Soldier Field. It's astronomical, my friend.
It's crazy.
What are you going to do, though? It's part of the love for the game, right?
That's right.
So, leading into the main topic, you got nominated and won Kansas City's 2023 Fan of the Year, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How much did you freak out, or how did you find out, or tell us the story behind the story?
Well, there's a young man named Jake Reed that rides up. His dad's one of the owners of the bus, and I say a young man. He's about to turn 21 here, and so last year, right before a couple weeks before the first game of the season, I was sitting in my classroom in the middle of the day, and the Chiefs called me, and I thought, survey. They want to know, how to answer this, and I
want more money for something.
Yeah. And so I decided to go ahead and answer it. And the lady from the Chiefs introduced herself, and she says, "Hey, you've been nominated as the Legacy Seat winner, which is 2 seats behind the Chiefs bench in honor of Lamar Hunt, the owner, the first owner." And she says, "So are you going to the game on September 7th?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm going to be there." And she says, "Okay, would you accept this award?" And yeah, because I sit up passing.
Absolutely not. Don't ever call me again.
I tell everybody I sit up passing beer to the blimp. We're in the 3rd section. And so she says, "Okay, you get 2 tickets. So bring somebody with you. You do with your tickets what you want to, your other tickets, and we'll see you there." And so I immediately called my wife and said, "Hey, you want to go to the game on September 7th with me?" And her first question was, "Well, who's not going?" I said, "No, we're all going."
You married a good woman, sir. She's a good woman.
She says, "How do I get to go then?" And so I explained it all to her, and so she was pretty excited. And so they called me the week beforehand and said, "Hey, we need you there at 3:00. We're going to have the world's biggest tailgate party, and that's where we're going to introduce you as the Legacy Seat winner." So she said, "Can you get there at that time?" And I said, "Oh yeah, we'll make it happen." And
I start drinking at 9 a.m. on games day, ma'am. I will be there.
That's right. And so we got there, and they came and picked us up in a golf cart and took us over to this, and they put my wife and my nephew and Jake that nominated me in the VIP section of the tailgate. And she says, "Hey, I need you to come with me a minute so we can go backstage and they can get ready to introduce you." And so I was clueless as what was going on. And so I was over there.
Now, did Jake or your wife know what was going on?
No, nobody. Nobody knew.
There was no clue or anything? Like, even though Jake nominated you didn't have any idea?
And
that's awesome.
We got ready to leave in the golf cart, and my wife says, "Are you going to lock the bus?" Oh, yeah, I better do that. So when I went around the bus to lock the front door, Olivia from the Chiefs told my wife, she says, "We've got a surprise for Kelly when we get over there." but that's all she said. So they took me backstage, and I'm standing there talking to her, and she says, it'll be a few minutes, and all of a sudden Roger Goodell walks by me, and I'm like, hey, that's Roger Goodell. And
did you boo him, or you're like, boo?
Nope, I did not boo him. But and then our owner, Clark Hunt, walked by me, and the president of the team, and I looked in this little tent they had there, and Mama Kelsey was in there, and
oh no!
And so I'm like, wow, there's a lot of
was Taylor Swift there?
People here. What's that?
Was Taylor Swift there?
No. And so they had Roger go up on stage, and of course they booed him, and he was, come on, you can do better than that, and they called me over, and I had all these people going by going, thank you so much for accepting this award, and everything. And I'm thinking, the legacy seat, they do that every game. And so I thought, okay, that's fine. And so all of a sudden Goodell calls me up on stage, and I was worried about tripping over the top step and falling face first. And so I walked up to him, and he introduced me as the legacy seat winner. And he read all the information they had on me. And then he says, oh, but you've also been selected as the Kansas City Chiefs Fan of the Year. And I about broke my neck. I'm like, wow. What? And
that's awesome.
So he gave me the jersey, and I was still just in shock. I didn't know what to do up there. And he says, you know what comes with that, right? And I'm like, no, this jersey. And he says, well, no. And he hands me 2 big Super Bowl tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he says, you're going to the Super Bowl. And so again, I was just, they took a picture of me. I leaned my head back and just let out a scream, and Roger's sitting there laughing at me. And in the audience, my wife is going, no, he got the legacy seat. He's not the Fan of the Year. This guy's confused. And when she realized that they had surprised me with that, then she goes to, oh my God, Kelly, please don't have a heart attack up there. Don't have a heart attack. So it was awesome. And he told me, he says, you don't have to keep those little plastic tickets if you don't want them. And I said, are you kidding me? One's going in my classroom, and
oh my God, right?
At home. And so he autographed it, and the team owner, Clark Hunt, autographed it and talked to me about it. And it was just, I was in a fog for probably a week or so after that. I wasn't sure what all happened.
I bet.
That's so cool, man. That's
cool.
The
best story we've had on the show so far.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. You were part of the class with our Bears fan, Shamika Leach, correct? Did you get a chance to meet Shamika?
Yep, we hung out a little bit in Vegas.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, that was the Vegas one too. Oh,
yeah,
man, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lucky, my friend. So lucky. I love how the Fan of the Years, man, they become like a Hall of Fame class together. They become like a little family and everything. And I've heard so many stories about everyone keeping in touch and talking to each other. And it's so cool, man. It's absolutely awesome.
We've got a message board that somebody's on it every day between all the fans of the year. And so, yeah, we keep in touch. And a matter of fact, when you first invited me to this, I got on that chat board with Shamika, and I said, hey, tell me a little bit about this, and what am I getting myself into?
He's like, run fast.
She said, I have been on that. They are great guys. You should do it. So
thank you, Shamika.
Thank you, Shamika.
All right, we'll do it.
She's a good liar. She's a great liar.
She's really, really cool.
Yeah, no, she was one of our favorite guests, man. She was absolutely awesome. She talked about a lot of the charity she did and things like that nature too. Did you do a lot of charity? Are you doing a lot of charity currently? I know there's kind of like different requirements for Fan of the Year. Is charity one of them?
I definitely think that helps, and a big way.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I do a charity, or I do a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish of Missouri and Kansas, and what we do is I'm a high school swim coach.
Okay,
and
very
so
cool.
we came up. My daughter, when she was 4 years old, had cancer,
Aw.
and Make-A-Wish sent us to Disney World. And I'm happy to report that my daughter is 24 years old now and doing fine.
Excellent.
Love to hear that, my friend. Congrats.
Thank you. And after that, it was like that put a little spark back in a scary time and in our life. And so I always thought, well, I want to pay back Make-A-Wish somehow. And so we started doing Swim to a Wish, which is we start on a Friday afternoon, and 5 of my high school boys swim 20 miles each, relay style. And so there's only one in the water at a time.
Oh, wow.
And they swim a mile at a time, and we swim around the clock. And it takes about 44 hours total.
Oh, my God.
And so
You're not out there doing that, Kelly?
no. Not unless they need the water level raised.
He's sitting in the baby pool with a megaphone. He's yelling.
That's right. So we just finished our 12th year of Swim to a Wish, and we're right around the $300,000 mark for Make-A-Wish, and I just feel like no matter how much money we raise, I could never pay them back for what they did to for our family. So that's our pride and joy that we do.
That's excellent.
It's the stories I absolutely love to hear. Love to hear, sir. That's so cool. So, Kelly, what do you got going on this season? Any updates? Any big plans? You traveling to any games? Doing anything exciting this upcoming season?
Well, we always try. There's a few of us that go up there together that we try to go to at least one away game each season, although I didn't get to go to the one last year because my wife told me the Super Bowl was my away game. So
Pretty good trade.
What?
I said, okay.
You have to pay for it, so that doesn't count. That was all.
That's true. So this year we were excited. One of my close friends, but he's a rival swim coach, is from Pennsylvania. So we were going to go to Pittsburgh, and he was going to go with us until the schedule came out, and it was on Christmas Day at noon. And I'm thinking I'd lose my family over that one. So we decided we're looking right now. We still haven't got anything in concrete, but we're looking at maybe going to Carolina.
Or you could go on Christmas and really test the strength of your family.
I'm not going to do that.
Beautiful. Their team may not be good, but that's
I'm just messing with you. Kelly, it's been a blast having you on the show. Love everything we heard tonight. You're a great fan, definitely deserving the fan of the year. I would wish you good luck this season with Kansas City, but I'm pretty sure you don't need it because you have the best quarterback in the NFL right now and the best head coach. So I'm sure you guys are going to do just fine. So continue enjoying the ride of the dynasty of the Chiefs. Hopefully us Bears fans can get there one day and enjoy it like how you are, sir. And best of luck to you, and go KC this year, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me on there. I've enjoyed it.
Absolute honor, sir.
If you ever get to a Chiefs game, look me up or let me know you're coming.
I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to come stay at your house. I don't want to pay for hotels or anything.
Okay. If you're willing to ride the bus for 3.5 hours.
If there's bear on it, I'm willing to ride it, sir. All right, Kelly, you have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Fan of the years always have the best stories. I mean,
I would hope so. Yeah, that's awesome, though.
Yeah, dude, so awesome. Let's go through some of these comments today, man. We got a bear down from Oklahoma, man. Isn't that crazy? And this one kind of blew my mind a little bit. We got a bear down from South Korea, baby.
I'm a big South Korea fan.
That's awesome. Very cool, man. You guys are awesome. Everyone's tuning in from everywhere. We always got our staples, like my man Doug C. Fresh. What's up, brother? Career L, always watching the show. Appreciate you. Yeah, been a fun night so far, my friend. Fun night. And the fun is just beginning because we got the Hardknocks episode 3 starting right after this in about 5 minutes.
You set your DVR.
Maybe at 9:15. Set your tubies and your laser discs or whatever you record with. Next episode won't be until September 3rd. We'll be discussing the outcome of the game. Tonight's Hard Knocks episode then. Moves and cuts of the preseason should be done by the time we get back for another show. And then we'll be preparing for our home opener versus the Titans. And we will have the Titans goddess on the show. I'm really excited for her, big super fan. So she'll be our week 1 guest going into the season.
Solid.
Yolanda, I talked to her earlier this season, so it's going to be a good time. Other than that, everyone, you know how the show goes. Go enjoy Hard Knocks. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. And as always, bear down, baby.
Thank you, and go Bears!
Bear down!
From Harrison and Wabash we rise, tailgating with excitement under the skies. The Foz is leading the way with Billy from the band, rapping jazz, dancing to the Chicago plan. As Surrender Man goes is feeling the beat. Our baby bear and mama bear never defeat. Deaf bear and oh so roaring loud, and the stereo lurking among the crowd.